As we close in on the end of our first season in the Championship, today's episode is all about finishing as high as we possibly can. Hello and welcome to episode 81 of To Be a Legend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two championship games, match day 43 and 44. One final episode to come with match days 45 and 46, and the feature of these four games, as mentioned in the opener, is that we finish as high as we possibly can. In the last episode we had a win and a draw. What have we done since you were last with us, I hear you ask? Well, let's go and show you, because we've set ourselves on a little bit of a unbeaten run. 4 games now unbeaten in the Championship. 2-0 and a 1-1 in the last episode. Since then, we've had a 1-1 draw at home to Queen's Park Rangers and a 2-0 win away to Swansea, who near the bottom of the table actually, so that probably isn't so much a thing. But the key component of this little run is that Ismet Idrizi is having a fine time scoring goals in every game so far in this little run, and including the game that we lost against Sheffield United, I hasten to add. But needless to say, he is doing quite well. We have changed formation again, I hasten to add, and that was mainly because of this little blockage here, having changed it to a 5-2-2-1. Then we've changed it back to the 4-2-4, and it's we've had a little bit of a tweak again. We'll go through that in just a moment. But how does that leave us in the Championship? Well, in the Championship right now, it looks like this. Blackburn are top of the table. They played a game more than Norwich, who play us today, because they played early game yesterday, I think it was. So they are on top with 86. Norwich on 85. They are the two that look like they have the box seat for promotion to the Premier League, with 4 games to go, or in Blackburn's case, only 3 games to go. West Brom, Brentford, Sunderland and Sheffield United make up the rest of the playoff spots at the moment. Blackburn and Norwich both guaranteed themselves playoff places as it currently stands. And then, of course, comes Southampton in 7th place, Middlesbrough in 8th place, and we are tucked in 1 point behind Middlesbrough with a game in hand, I hasten to add, because Middlesbrough have played a game more than us. So with that in mind, we could step above Middlesbrough. So currently on 68 points from 42 games. We've won 20 games, drawn 8 and lost 14 games in this season, a goal difference of 21. So we can't be too despondent. I know I've been a bit despondent about some of our performance. Not hitting the target has been a big problem for us. And, we'll look at that as the episode goes on. But just to note, Sheffield Wednesday, who didn't want to take us as a manager earlier in the season, they've been relegated to League One. That's all I can say to that. Swansea are pretty much going down as well as Birmingham, because both on 28 points. They are 9 points adrift with just 4 games to play, 12 points maximum. If Portsmouth win, it's likely that they are goners, the pair of them. And Swansea, of course, being the other team that wouldn't accept me as a manager early in the season. So to you as well. Anyway, having done all that, I did say we was just going to have a quick look at, so this little run, starting with Sunderland in the last episode, of course, hitting target is a big problem. 15 shots, only 3 on target. We did beat Sunderland, but I think it was a bit of a lucky one. And then Buxton, against Sheffield Wednesday, we scored, we hit the target 5 times out of 11, nearly 50%. That's not too bad going. Queen's Park Rangers, I think, we hit 50% eight shots, 4 of which were on target. It's just unlucky there that Willock scored after 30 minutes. Drizzy got us back level after 74. And then against Swansea in the last game, a much better affair. 19 shots, 10 on target, 50%. Just a fraction over 50% and 52% of the possession. So more of the same, please. And what we have done, if I just have a quick look at the tactics here. In fact, no, we're not. No, we're not. What we're gonna do. Well, we're gonna have a look at the tactics, but we'll come straight back out of there. What I'm going to do is I'll show you the tactics that we've changed to in just a moment. But Norwich is the first game up in the episode. Nothing much else to tell you. We've played them once in the league, beaten them 2-1 on that occasion. At Kenilworth Road, I think, was the game. Yes, it was. Goals from Amadou put Norwich in front after 4 minutes. Looked like we're going to be routed. But Taylor Richards getting us back level just before half-time, and Samek after 76 minutes finishing the win off against them. And then, of course, we've got Luton Town next up, and we've beaten them 3-0 earlier in the season at Edgeley Park. So both these sides we beat early in the season. Can we go and beat them again? Norwich are top of the table. Sorry, they're not top of the table. They're second now, but would be top of the table but by virtue of the fact that Blackburn have played that game in hand. If we can win that game in hand, we would help Blackburn out, which I'm not sure I want to do. But at the end of the day, we will just want to win as many games as we can. We have 12 points available to us. Let's see if we can accumulate those 12 points and see where it leaves us in the table for the end of the season. A lot higher than what the media thought we were going to do at the start of the season. Anyway, any more to do? Let's have a look at the team that will face Norwich in this championship match here on episode 81. And here is the team that will face Norwich in this Sky Bet Championship match day 43. Cartwright in goal. Gamble, Bridge and Lewis make up our defensive backline. Burrows and Tomlinson playing as the wide players, with May and Samek playing in that central midfield, defensive midfield roles. Excuse me. I said we changed the formation just very slightly. No, we were playing with narrow players. We've gone wide today. We did against Swansea and it worked wonders. Whether it will against Norwich is a different matter altogether, of course. Costello out on the left, Tilly out on the right. They sit behind the man who's scoring the goals at the moment. He has 12 and he's our top scorer for this season so far, which is not too difficult a feat based on the fact that, nobody else can hit a barn door, basically, including our top scorers in previous seasons. So hopefully Drizzy can keep going today. He's leading the attack. Gunter, Sass Davis, Adofin, King, Dudizak, Fletcher and Omatoy all sit on the bench. And a quick look at the two sides, how they face up. We're playing our 5-2-2-1, whatever it is, formation. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. Norwich in second place with 85 points. We are in ninth on 68 points. Confirmation of the two teams for you. Malky Mackay, manager at Norwich. 18 minutes in, our first highlight. It's Norwich with a free kick. Cartwright just very casually plucks that out of the air. And the highlight continues. He's pumped that one forward, looking for Costello. And here we've still got the ball. Burrows tries to get that through to Adrizzy. Adrizzy nearly picked that up. A mistake by the defender. And we've got to watch Norwich now on the break. And moving the ball around now. And Blaireth surely was offside. It's come back off the woodwork and he was offside. And who was that? Needs to be careful. It was May, who's already on a yellow card, I notice. So we have to be very careful. Picked up 2 yellow cards so far. May's careful. Oh, and that was very And half-time comes, no more highlights. 3 shots, just the one on target, a 0.16 on the XG. 54% of the possession, though. We've had a reasonable first half. They've had 6 shots, of which 4 have been on the target. 0.40, 46% of the possession. Yeah, we need to be a little bit better in the second half. Need to be having more shots and getting them on target is the first key requisite for the second half, I think. First highlight of this second half, 48 minutes near enough on the clock. Tomlinson coming down this wing. He's got it inside. Samek is through. Samek has a go, but drives it straight at the goalkeeper. Corner now for Norwich. And we've not been good at corners lately, and that one's gone through. And Piero on the edge of the area. That ball fell to him nicely, and he just whacked it. And that's why Norwich are up near the top of the table and back on top with that goal. Bit disappointing. Blaireth, it was almost set up for him. Oh, and it caught a deflection off of May. I think Cartwright would have possibly had that. And with 58, nearly 59 minutes on the clock, making one change, Adam May is tiring and he's just ineffective in that central midfield. We need to try. That's where we need to try and win the ball a little bit more. Eli King comes on for him as the deep-lying playmaker. And we pick up with another highlight. Gamble to Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis to Bridge. Bridge finds Samek. Samek to Gamble. Gamble looking for a way through. King, who's on. Costello fires that one for a Drizzy. Drizzy brings it down nicely. He has a shot. Ooh. And with 75 minutes on the clock, making 3 more changes, we have taken off Mungo Bridge, and Sass Davis comes on as the libero in the centre of that defence. Daniel Samek has come off for Odofin, and we've also taken off James Tilley, and Ashley Fletcher comes on for him. And we have highlights. Joe Lewis with a throw into a Drizzy. Joe Lewis crosses it deep. Cantello is just over the top. And with 88 minutes on the clock, making one final change. Drizzy couldn't find a way through. He's given it a good effort today, but he hasn't found a way through. And we've brought Therese Omatoy on. Only a couple of minutes to play, but you never know. He might just be able to find that way through. And if he can, it would be rather splendid. But alas, there is no more highlights, no more way through. And we've gone down to the possible champions of the championship this year, Norwich, by a goal to nil. I'm not too despondent. We've hit the target more often than not in this particular match, is what the word I was looking for. To be honest, we've held most of the possession. 9 shots, 4 on target. Nearly 50%. They've had 13 shots, 6 on target. Not so prolific in the second half. We've not done bad. We've not been absolutely abysmal in this game, and just couldn't find that way through. And I guess that's why they're top of the table. The defence is very, very good, and yeah, we fell. It possibly could have been a 0-0 draw, but we fell to the Piero goal, which was a real humding, and unfortunately took a deflection off of May and caught Cartwright wrong-footed. So a bit of a shame there. But anyway, let's have a look and see how that's affected the table. And this is how it has ended up. Norwich go back top, having played that game in hand. 2 points clear of Blackburn in second. West Brom third on 81. West Brom beating Sheffield United 3-0. Sunderland in fourth on 80 points. Not sure they played. Yes, they did. They beat Southampton by a goal to nil. Brentford in fifth on 77. Play them in the next episode. They lost 2-1 to Cardiff. Sheffield United, who were beaten by West Brom, who are hunting for automatic, but they have finished the day down in 6th place. Southampton in 7th. Middlesbrough still a point in front of us on 8th, but we don't have that game in hand now. We are in 9th on the same amount of points as Coventry. Coventry today beating Reading by 2-0, and Reading in 11th and down the bottom. Swansea managed to get a win against Hull City, keeping their hopes alive. 6 points from 9 available. It's doable. They just need to get the results. Portsmouth losing today to Sheffield Wednesday, who are bottom of the table. They've pulled themselves up, but already relegated, of course. And Birmingham, who need 8 points, are 8 points adrift with just 9 to play. Birmingham are likely to go down, as they've drawn today with Queen's Park Rangers, likely to go down on their next game. So we'll see how that pans out in due course. Right. I will come back if there is any news to tell you. But in the meantime, we will probably go through to the game, which is the next game up. And the game against Luton Town, of course, at Kenilworth Road, or whatever it's called now, the Power Court Stadium, I don't know. But we'll have a look at that in just a moment. But as I say, I will come back if there is any news items which you should know about. Well, no news items of note came up, so we will go to our second game of the episode against Luton Town. It's Championship Match Day 44, and last time out, as we said earlier in the episode, we did beat them 3-0. Nathan Fraser getting a hat-trick on that occasion. He's not even in the squad. In fact, he's not in the squad because he's injured. So it's doubtful due to a twisted ankle. He's not going to appear today, and it means somebody else could step up to the plate. A trip then to the Power Court Stadium for the game against Luton Town. And this is the team that will face Luton Town in this Sky Bet Championship Match Day 44, as we try and get as high in the table as we possibly can with 3 games left to play. Cartwright in goal then. It's Bridge, Sass Davis and Williams making up our defensive 3. Scanlon and Tomlinson play as wide. Complete wing-backs. May and Samek continue their partnership in midfield. Costello starts again on the left-hand side. Richards replaces Tilly on the right. He is an inverted winger, that is quite right. And Fletcher makes a start up front. Adrizzi moves to the bench. Gunter, Lewis, Gamble, Burrows, King, Tilly and Adrizzi on the bench for this one. And at the Power Court Stadium, this is how we face up. They're playing a 4-2-3-1, just like Norwich. And we're sticking to our usual formation. Just to note that Luton have lost their not won in 5 games, lost 4 of them, drawn 1 of them. They're down in 20th on 44 points. And confirmation of the 2 teams. First highlight, it's a corner. Tomlinson, 12 minutes on the clock. Swung in. Williams trying to get on the end of it. Didn't. But he has a second goal. Harry Williams get his 4th goal of the season. And we go 1 up after 13 minutes. Tomlinson with the corner. It was headed away by the defender. Richards heads it back in. And the defender didn't do anything with it. Just let Williams take a swing at it. Question of offside, I think. But he's... it's possible, but it's been given. Bridge with a throw in now. Costello. Sass Davis. So it was back to Bridge and then Sass Davis. Williams holds the ball up. Samek through to Richards. Richards finds Fletcher. And Fletcher gets his 7th goal of the season. We go 2 up after 25 minutes. This is a bit more like it. This is what we've been looking for. Goodness me. Williams. Samek, lovely through ball. Richards hits it first time into the path of Fletcher. And he just picked his spot. Question of offside again. Again, it was possibly questionable. Bridge with the throw-in on that far side. It's a long throw into the penalty area. Nobody there, though. And Samek, who's having a good game. May through to Costello. And Costello gets his 2nd of the season. We go 3 up after 36 minutes. And lovely build up again. Samek, who's just seems to have it a good May through to Costello. Costello just had to put it away. Again, question of offside. All our goals have been questionable. This time it's not. A free kick. Richards with the free kick. He has scored from free kicks. He's having a go. Oh! And he should have had that one, but it was a save. And it's gone out for a corner. May to take the corner on this far side. An in-swinger. Swings it in. Nobody on the end of it. Richards, though, will tidy up. Plays it back to May. May goes out wide. Finds Williams. Williams back to May, but didn't quite get there. And Bridge chasing back for that one. And no more highlights. What a first half that is. 3 goals. Williams on 13. Fletcher on 25. Costello on 36. We've had 5 shots. Now there you go. That's what happens if you hit the target. 5 shots, 4 on target, 1.18 on the XG. They've had 2 shots, 1 on target, 0.05. We've had 65% of the possession. We've been all over them like a rash. So that's how it is at half time. Taylor Richards having a really good game as well. Our first highlight, 41 minute in, 46 minutes. It's a throw in to Samek. Samek to Costello. Costello just over the top. And that ball forward, but aimless really. Bridge has it. May goes out wide to Costello. Costello cuts inside. He's going to go on his own. He's just missed that upright on the right side. And with 67 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Dara Costello, who's had a good game. He's played really well today, but he's suffering, getting very tired. So we've taken him off, replaced him with Harrison Burrows and Adam May. Also tiring and possibly, well, I was going to say player of the match, but Taylor Richards is there at the minute. An 8.40. He's had a good game there in central midfield. And that's, again, the difference. If we have a good game in midfield, then we seem to be okay. He's replaced by Eli King. And with 80 minutes on the clock, making a couple more changes. We've taken off Joe Tomlinson, who is tiring. On the right-hand side, Lewis comes on. Joe Lewis comes on for him. Not his favoured position, but we don't have anybody else on the bench to play in that position. So he's on. And we've also taken off Ashley Fletcher up front and brought on Adrizzi. Cartwright with a goal kick to Bridge. Bridge comes forward, finds Burrows. King, who's just come on, of course, for May. Samek, goalkeeper, referee getting in the way. Adrizzi's in and scores. He's 13th of the season. And what a goal that was. Adrizzi's just come on. And the goalkeeper, it was so powerful. The goalkeeper just couldn't hold it. Through ball. Adrizzi brought it down. In fact, the goalkeeper didn't get it. It's a lovely shot beyond the goalkeeper, and it's 4-0. Question of offside again. He's onside when that ball's played, for sure. And with 86 minutes on the clock, our final change. We've brought off Scanlon. I'll get that right in a minute. Burrows has dropped back into the wing-back position, and we have Tilly, who has taken up the position. He's come on then effectively for Scanlon in that winger position on the left. No more highlights. It's all over. And a very, very good win. And a performance on the old stats to go with it. 2 more of those, please. And we should finish reasonably high up the table. Harry Williams after 13. Fletcher after 25. Costello after 36. Adrizzi comes back and he's on at 82 minutes. And he's scored his goal. 14 shots. 8 on target. More than 50%. 2.22. 63% of the possession. They had 7 shots. Just 2 on target. 0.31. 37% of the possession. Oh, that is very good. Let's have a look and see where that leaves us at the end of the episode in the table. And by virtue of that win, we have overtaken Middlesbrough. Can only assume Middlesbrough lost to Reading. So they have dropped below us by 2 points. We are with 6 points to play. We can't get in the playoff places. It's gone for this year. We can only get 77 points, and Brentford are in 6th on 78. So disappointing, but nonetheless, it's we've had a good season, and if we finish strongly, that is all we can ask for. Norwich winning their game 2-0 against Millwall, so they are top of the table. Presume Blackburn only drew or lost. Blackburn, they won. So they are 2 points adrift of Norwich. Then come West Brom, who have a 5-point gap in third place. The chance of an automatic for them is slowly disappearing, even though they won today 4-2 against Portsmouth. And then come Sunderland, Sheffield United and Brentford in the rest of the playoff places. Down in the relegation zone, it's Gonner's time, I think, for Birmingham. If I'm right here, Birmingham. They lost to Sheffield Wednesday, who are just below them in the table, and I think they are Goners because they have 6 points available to them, which means, yes, 35. They are relegated. Swansea can still make it, but it's outside chance. The likelihood is that they will go on the next game. Portsmouth, of course, losing to West Brom 4-2 today. West Brom keeping up that pressure at the top there. So that is how we have ended the episode. I guess 8th in our first season in the Championship. I mean, we shouldn't be too despondent at that, really, should we, at all? We have Blackpool and Brentford in our next episode. Blackpool, we've played 3 times, all mainly in cup competitions. We lost to them in the Championship earlier in the season at Bloomfield Road. We drew with them again at Bloomfield Road 1-1, but beat them at Edgeley Park when we played them in the FA Cup third round replay. We are playing them at Edgeley Park. Can we beat them again? Possibly. Brentford, our final game of the season. Really nothing for us. Brentford will still be chasing whatever they're chasing, playoff places or whatever. Lost to them 1-0 at Edgeley Park earlier in the season. Going to their place isn't going to be easy, but something from that game to finish off our season on a high would be rather splendid. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please give me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend and new series as they are released. If you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel, the best way of doing it is follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2 or X or whatever it's called now. X Pro, I think, isn't it? Something like that. New episodes To Be a Legend released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Next episode, episode 82. It's out on Thursday. Until then, our final 2 games of the season, and then it'll be a transfer special next Monday as we look forward to our second season in the Championship. Till then, bye-bye.